Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about one of humanity's oldest skills, drawing. But we're going to see how it's being completely reimagined for the 21st century and how that's changing the very way we learn and innovate.
All right, so let's just jump right in with a question. It sounds simple, but the answer, well, it's gotten pretty complicated these days. When I say the word drawing, what's the first image that pops into your head? Go on, get that image in your mind. Got it? Okay, hold on to that thought.
I'm going to bet that for most of you, it was something classic, right? A pencil on paper, maybe a quiet studio or a drafting table. But the reality of what drawing is today is so much more dynamic and, frankly, more exciting. A drawn line can be made by a robot. It can be an augmented reality overlay on an engine, or it can even be the path a dancer's body traces through space. And that is exactly what we're digging into today. The whole definition of drawing is just expanding. It's no longer just a skill for artists and architects. It's becoming this absolutely fundamental tool for thinking and creating in dozens and dozens of different fields. Now, of course, this evolution isn't totally new. Our tools have always been changing. We went from charcoal on cave walls to pen and ink in the Renaissance, and then to the precise instruments of the 20th century. But what's different now is the incredible speed and the sheer scope of this change. It's all being fueled by digital technology. So let's look at where this transformation is having one of its biggest impacts: the classroom. The old school drawing board has gone digital, and it's completely shaking up how we teach and learn everything, from engineering to the arts. First up, let's talk about AI. In fields like interior design or costume design, AI isn't replacing creativity. It's acting more like a creative partner. It lets students brainstorm and test out ideas with incredible speed, exploring possibilities they might never have even dreamed of on their own. And then you have these immersive technologies like AR and VR. These are absolute game changers, especially in things like engineering and architecture. Students can literally walk through their own designs. They can manipulate 3D models in virtual space. It gives you this deep, intuitive understanding of how things work that you just can't get from a flat screen. And, it's not all happening inside a screen. We're also seeing actual physical drawing robots. They make these really abstract concepts like robotics or computer-aided design, CAD, feel tangible and exciting. It's a fantastic hands-on way to spark interest in students who might have otherwise felt a little intimidated. So the really important thing to get here is that this isn't just about flashy gadgets. These tools are enabling entirely new ways of teaching, like project-based learning. Students get to roll up their sleeves and tackle real-world challenges, using the same digital tools that professionals use. They end up building critical thinking and digital literacy at the very same time. But just as it seems like technology is about to take over everything, a really powerful counter-narrative is popping up in the research, and it's this. In our rush to embrace everything digital, we cannot forget the enduring, almost magical power of simply drawing by hand. I mean, just look at this direct recommendation from researchers in architectural education. They're basically arguing that jumping straight to a computer can actually short-circuit the whole creative process. That messy, intuitive, exploratory phase of drawing by hand, it's absolutely vital. And the science behind this is just fascinating. The simple, physical act of moving a pencil across a piece of paper, it ignites this whole network of cognitive benefits in your brain. It forges a direct connection between your mind and your body, fostering everything from spatial reasoning to problem solving in a way that just, clicking a mouse can't really replicate. And this leads us to our next really big idea. Drawing isn't just for making a picture of something we already see. It's being used as a powerful tool for inquiry, as a way to think, to explore, and even to feel our way through really complex problems. The key concept here is something called embodied practice. It's this idea that true understanding involves your whole body, not just your brain in isolation. So drawing, in this sense, becomes a physical act of thinking. It connects our movements and sensations directly to how we process and learn information. And the applications for this are just incredible. You've got dancers using drawing to map out choreography. Patients are using it to communicate the subjective experience of what an illness actually feels like. It's being used for meditation, for urban exploration, even with puppets to question our basic ideas of what artistic skill even is.
So, the big takeaway here is that drawing is being reclaimed as this kind of universal language. It's not just for the quote unquote talented people anymore. It's becoming a tool for anyone to better observe their world, to explore complex ideas, and to communicate experiences that words alone just can't capture.
Okay, so how do we bring all of this together? How do we take these two incredibly powerful streams, the digital and the analog, and build a curriculum that really prepares the creators of tomorrow? Well, the answer isn't about choosing sides. It's not hand drawing versus digital drawing. It's about understanding and using the unique strengths of both. Hand drawing builds that creative foundation, that critical thinking. Digital drawing gives us these incredibly powerful tools for efficiency, collaboration, and visualizing complex stuff. Building this classroom of the future requires a new mindset. It means we need curricula that can constantly adapt. It means giving teachers the training they need to stay on top of these new technologies. And maybe most of all, it means shifting the focus to empowering students with creative agency, the ability to think for themselves, not just mastering a piece of software. And this is really the ultimate takeaway. Whether the tool is a simple piece of charcoal or a sophisticated VR headset, the fundamental goal of teaching drawing is evolving. The aim is to cultivate more agile, more creative, and more insightful minds that are ready to solve the problems of the future. The great writer and artist John Berger once said that drawing forces us to look, to really see. So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. In a world filled with so much complexity and distraction, what are the things that we all need to learn to see more clearly?